One of the toughest things to do in all of college football is win on the road. When you're a ranked team going into a hostile environment, these fans are ready to knock them off course. Welcome to Camp Randall Stadium, home to the Wisconsin Badgers. As we'll see the number 16 team in the country, the Nebraska Cornhuskers, taking on a fellow Big Ten foe, the Wisconsin Badgers. For EA Sports, I'm Reese Davis, Jesse Palmer, and David Pollack with me. Guys, can't wait to get this started. They're going to try an onside kick on the opening kickoff. They'd hope to get that thing bouncing around, but the hands team is able to corral it. So the Wisconsin Badgers offense will take the field first. There are always butterflies to start a game, and when you have a rivalry like this, the adrenaline is pumping on overdrive, guys.
They aren't all the same. We say that, but we know differently. The blood is boiling. The temperature is hot. Jesse, you want this week more than most.
Yeah, David, we played in these games before. Everything just seems to be heightened, right? The game seems to be moving faster. The crowd noise feels louder. Your composure will be tested early in a game like this.
They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first. The Badgers can play this second down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. Almost had the completion, just missed it. This new Big Ten is balanced and deep, and you're not going to get many mulligans. You're going to need to get off to a quick start.
And it's going to be a physical grind ahead. You look at the schedule for these teams, it's brutal. Each and every week, you're going to get tested. So it's important they get off to a really fast start. They've got to come out, pick everything they did on the practice field this offseason, and let these guys go play.
Yeah, and you got to let it rip, man, because that's always your first goal, right? We talk about conference championships, winning your conference, and then it gets you to where you need to go. So looking forward to getting conference play kicked off in the Big Ten.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Brown wants to pass. That one never had a chance. Incomplete. They couldn't connect on 2nd down. Now staring at a 3rd and 9. From the gun, wants to pass. Picked off, and the opening drive is stopped with an interception. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
First quarter, first drive, first strike delivered, and it's the defense that comes up with the big play. Talking to the defensive coordinator, he felt really good about his pass defense, and he wasn't lying. Interception on the first drive, great possession.
We love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
Hand off from the shotgun. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down. You guys have both played in rivalry games, so what did you do to keep yourself locked in during that week of preparation, David?
Well, you try to keep your emotions in check, but it's really, really hard to do because a lot of times the hatred is so strong. The emotions are so real. The coaches get super tight, and they start talking about things, Jesse, so you don't just treat it as another game.
No, it's hard to handle the anxiety leading up to those games, not just because of what it means to yours.
Intercepted, big play, stops the drive. Picked up a few extra on that return, but what a play by this defense to get the football. Okay, here comes the Wisconsin offense onto the field. He threw a pick on the initial drive, but they have it back, and we're still looking for our first points of the game. Quickly to the tight end. All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
Well, I know the tight end did some good things after the catch, but got to give the quarterback credit, too, for the location of the throw. Because he put it out in front of his big man, he was able to make the catch and accelerate, creating some distance there between him and the defense.
Off the play fake on first down to throw. Complete in the middle. Ripping through the defense and getting it all the way down to the 24-yard line. Passing game kept the drive moving. Here's first down. Running back searching for a hole. Got it into the red zone, dragged down at the 18-yard line. halfway there on first down and 2nd and 5. And the pass is incomplete, jarred loose by the hit.
In football, you hear the term quick, but don't hurry. And you could tell when you run these RPOs, the QBs want to make that decision quick. And I think he hurried it a little bit too much. Got the ball out quick, but obviously...
A shot toward the end zone. Oh, and he dropped it. He had a touchdown right in his hands and couldn't hang on. It'll be 4th down. Here comes the field goal unit as they'll try to get the 3. The holder will spot it about 35 yards out. Didn't make him sweat at all. It's good. And that'll put the first points of the game on the board. It's 3-0. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Hey, fellas, here's a final update on a clash between top 15 teams. Tulsa went on the road and silenced one of the most vocal crowds in football. And it's clear this Golden Hurricanes team has adopted the mantra, let your play do the talking. We'll see a lot of games this week, but few will have as much of an impact on the new top 25 poll next week as this one, gentlemen.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there, Kevin. Thanks for the update. Looking to throw on first down. He lets it fly. And they weren't able to make the connection. They were looking for an explosive play.
Well, you knew you were going to see it in this game, throwing the go route to one of the fastest players in all of college football. This receiver strikes fear in the heart of every defense because he's got elite track speed. He's going to blow the combine up in the 40-yard dash because of his wheels. Not able to connect with the quarterback on that one, but you know he has the defense's attention.
Got the back over the middle.
You know, the short passing game is a great go-to weapon for any offensive coordinator in the first quarter because it's reliable, obviously, but it also allows you to see how the defense is going to react and play you. So for coordinators, this can really open up the rest of your playbook for the rest of the game.
Oh, he's got some space. And he was on his way. Gets it all the way to the 38.
And that is such great execution by this offense. 3rd down and 2. They know you're running the football, but they were physical. Great job creating a little bit of space. Not only do you get the first down, you chew up a bunch more yards, too. Nice execution by this offense.
They stop him just a link or two short of the first, and man, what they can do on 2nd down here. And the Huskers come to the line. This situation, you might see a shot play. Buys a little time with his feet. Zings it complete to the right. There to make the stop, but he is a weapon out of the backfield in the short passing game, and they've got a first down. The Huskers are moving quickly down the field. Throws toward the end zone. And swatted down by the defense to stop the scoring opportunity. Working well behind the sticks on 2nd down. Lost a throw again. The throw. Oh, he makes the catch. Rustled out of bounds at the 12, and another productive play on this drive.
Yeah, great catch, but great read. I love the quarterback understanding. You're going to see the blitz. I'm going to get the ball to my running back quickly, let him get the first down. Nice job by the quarterback seeing that really fast.
Falls incomplete, and he did everything perfectly except catch the football. 2nd down coming. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Makes the grab on the left. That completion will take them inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. Boy, they'd love to move the sticks here and take a shot at it on 1st and goal. He'll ride his man on the option. They stop him short of the sticks, and it'll be 4th down.
And man, what an interesting call. 4th and medium, and the offense says, run. They don't want to pass the football. They run the option. They get it to the pitch man. He catch.
Big tight end makes the grab. It's a first down. Touchdown, Nebraska. Quick strike through the air for the score. That touchdown was a clinic in keeping your offense on the field and wearing the other defense out.
Sometimes your best defense is your own offense, being able to stay on the field. You're absolutely right, Reese. That was a clinic. Running the ball, playing at great rhythm and pace, QB making good, smart decisions, and not shooting yourselves in the foot. No penalties, no turnovers. It doesn't get any better than that last drive.
Here comes comes the Wisconsin offense to go back to work. A little bit of feeling each other out. They're down 7-3 as they open this drive. They'll leave it with him. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
It's an offense that takes pride in being physical. They try to get it going on the ground, but no gain on that one.
Just nowhere to run, not a lot of wiggle room for the ball carrier.
This defense came in knowing that they had to match their physicality. Let's see if they can keep it up.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had...
He tosses one high and deep down the left side. Picked off, and they ruin an early drive with the turnover.
This is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision-making.
This drive will start at their own 27-yard line. Touch pass on the jet sweep. Knocked down after getting 6 all the way out to the 34-yard line.
And that play is essentially like a jet sweep, right? This offense is going to run the football conventionally. They'll do it between the tackles. They'll do it outside. But there's a lot of different creative ways they can get their playmakers the football in the running game. And I think that was an example of what you saw right there.
Listen to this plays. Oh, man, do they love their Badgers. 3rd down coming. From the gun, wants to pass. Fires to the right. And they fail to hook up on 3rd down. So the offense is going to go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Finds him out of the backfield. Turning it on. Oh, what a big play for this offense as they get it to the 33-yard line. The Cornhuskers with the 1st and 10. Wants to go up top on 1st down. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces 2nd down.
Well, it was a good throw. It was a good route, but it was the hit that forced that incompletion.
To the ground with the back. Finds a crease at the 20. Really good job by everybody there. Well blocked, good run, and a 1st down.
1st and goal, Nebraska.
We've come to the end of the quarter, and Nebraska is on top. And we've come to the end of the 1st as we take a moment to check out the stats so far. Now to see if these guys can get back in the game as we open the 2nd quarter. They'll try to open the quarter by cashing in on this big opportunity deep in the red zone. They'll dial up the run on 1st and goal. He's brought down at the 7-yard line, and they are threatening to take it in. Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Backs looking for the goal line. And they will score. Touchdown, Cornhuskers.
I think the days of running backs just running downhill are out the window. You better be able to do this. You see the playmakers, slip him out of the backfield, throw him the football. He'll handle the rest, get in the end zone for the touchdown.
Nebraska 14, Wisconsin 3.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. And Wisconsin has its offense back on the field. They've been pretty much stifled on offense so far, David, only able to muster 3 points in their previous 3 drives.
And you got to find a way to open this up and create some explosive plays. Like the passing game is obviously the easiest way. Jesse, put more speed on the field. Find those guys down the field.
And you know they're frustrated, too, because they felt like there were some matchups they could take advantage of to get some points on the board early. In this one, they just haven't been able to connect on those opportunities. But I like David's idea. Maybe move some guys around and see if you can create some better one-on-one matchups.
Ball's at the 29. Defense can taste getting off the field. It's 3rd and long. Pulls it in. He's brought down at the 33 as the defense, keeps him away from that first down marker. Fourth down coming up. And the Badgers will punt this one away. They'll boot it away for the first time tonight. He'll field the punt and try to make something happen. Everybody stays in their lanes well enough, and they stop him at the 31-yard line. The Cornhuskers ready to go back to work on offense. He stuck the last drive in the end zone. They'll try to follow suit here. Pulls and fires complete. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Love the awareness by the defense here. They're trying to get the running back the ball in space, but the defense was expecting it. They had guys in position. They located the football, and they went and gang tackled.
And he left that one short, tried to baby it in there. He's got to turn it loose.
And how nice is it to have the home crowd going absolutely bananas? Communication is harder. The snapping the football, everybody being on time. Man, this...
He's got it on the left. Inside the 35, knocked out of bounds. This offense with a big play, and they'll mark it at the 33. Big plays like that makes play calling so much easier. Now it's 1st and 10 from the 34. Got out of trouble and throws. Firing to the right, complete. They make the stop, and he'll have enough yardage for a first down.
This offense is clicking, everything working together really well. Coordinator, quarterback, offensive line. Good rhythm, good flow. Defense is going to have to find something to kind of mess up this timing they got going.
And the Heat will get home, and the quarterback goes down at the 17. And the Huskers have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's 2nd and a mile. It's complete to the right. Made a defender miss. He is down at the 1. A terrific run after the throw and catch.
And that's why this guy is such a weapon in this offense, because you don't have to throw it far downfield. Just get the ball in his hands.
Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Husker. No midseason doldrums for these guys as they push out the lead in week 6. Follow the blockers. The offensive line will take you to the hallelujah land.
And I tell you what, most of the time, Reese, it requires a little bit of skill to find that hole and, slither through a little crack. That was not a crack. That was wide open. Didn't take a lot of vision because the blocking was outstanding.
Okay, here comes the Wisconsin offense onto the field. This is a huge drive for this offense, down 21-3 and needing to get back in the game. Fires to the middle. Incomplete thanks to the great defensive pressure there that sort of threw them out of rhythm. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. Off play action. Gets it out quickly. He's close to the first down, but they're going to mark him just a little short. The Badgers line up, trying to move the sticks on 3rd and short. Brown will throw it. Unloads to the wideout. He's got it. They'll get him down, but not before he crosses the 50. He's down to the 49. They have been stagnant on offense, but finally a little forward movement as they've got a 1st and 10. He'll loft one deep down the left side. And they took a shot on that one, but couldn't make the connection. It's incomplete. So now it's 2nd and long. Wants to throw it. This one's complete. And it'll be a pickup of 9. They're facing a 3rd and 1. And the Badgers are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. To the ground to try to move the chains. Now well within striking distance as that 3rd down play gets them a first at the 29. The Badgers are moving quickly down the field. Use the play fake, now to throw. Finds his tight end.
Well, it's a nice job, too, the quarterback after the play fake there, getting his eyes down the field. He had to get that to his tight end quickly, knowing he wasn't going to have a lot of space to run with after the catch.
DB's right up on the receivers. got a little space. Breaks into the open. And he's loose, and he'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Wisconsin.
And this is why you consistently run the football. A steady diet because you can break the long touchdown runs. Nice job breaking through the line of scrimmage, outrunning the rest, getting in for the long touchdown.
They're set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them. On the move from inside his 5. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. They've got a little time here to put together a productive drive late in the half. They'll give it to the back. Got enough for the first, and he's still going. Oh, he's getting ahead of steam. At the 20. Slippery slide. Find his way and ran away from the crowd into the end zone. Touchdown, Nebraska.
You know, this offense knew coming into the season it was so important for this guy to stay healthy. They needed him week in, week out because he plays at such a high level, and he's showing it here. That last carry was his 10th rushing touchdown of the season.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Here comes the Wisconsin offense to go back to work. They're down 28-10, and I don't think it's exaggerating to say their chance of winning this football game probably rides on this drive. Smashes through the tackle. Stopped him at the 41, but that's a big pickup of 15.
Defense, man, you got to go low, and you got to chop that tree down, right? Go with the legs, take the legs out from underneath them so he can't continue to churn those puppies out and get extra yards after contact like he did there.
He's got his man across the middle. Couldn't ask for much more there. A first down, and they're down to the 42. Brown wants to pass. Fires to the wideout. Got his man downfield. Just making a play, getting it to the 23-yard line. It'll be first down. And the Badgers come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Looking downfield on first down. Snags it. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Badgers.
And I tell you what, that passing touchdown, man, that should spark this whole team. Like, the comeback is more than on now. Like, they got the touchdown. They cut into the lead. You want to get a stop and go into the half, get all the juices, all the excitement, and be like, listen, the passing game's rolling. We got this. The comeback's in full effect.
And he takes this from inside the 5. He gets a block. He's on the loose. There he goes. Open it up. They won't get him. It's a touchdown. He is headed to the sideline with a little bounce in his step after scoring on that kick return.
And he should have some bounce in his step. How about the effort, weaving in and out, covering all that space, great blocking on the play, and he does the rest. You don't put guys back deep that can't roll. And you could see when he got in the open field, he rolled out.
And a few anxious moments, but the hands team is able to fall on it.
We're only in the first half, and I don't think anybody had onside kick in the second quarter on their bingo card. They were trying to catch the opponent off guard, but it didn't work. Now let's find out what this offense can do. You have got to make them pay for gambling out there.
To the air on first down. Fires to the big fella. Stopped after a good pickup, and he'll be just a tad short of the first down. The Badgers can really attack on this second and short. And it'll be incomplete. This is some physical pass defense.
Well, the quarterback knew he wanted to go to his tight end on that play. He's a big physical target, but it was the hit on the play that forced the incompletion.
Brown will throw it. Shoots it to the left. And they'll miss the connection here on third down.
Well, on third and short and field goal range, they dial up the pass play. Quarterback was trying to get through his progressions. There was just simply nobody open. Couldn't make an accurate enough throw. Ball falls incomplete. Now setting up a big decision here on fourth down.
Between the uprights, it's good. That'll trim the deficit to 15.
And listen, y'all know in the booth and everywhere how I feel about kickers. Don't always love leaving it on their foot, so to speak, but nice job executing. He keeps doing stuff like that. I'll keep trotting him out there.
We'll see them really hit the speed button on the tempo here in the final minute of the first half. Fires to the big fella. Boy, that was a precision play all the way around. Throw, catch, tackle, bang, bang, bang. The Huskers in a good spot here with second and short. Give to the back. He's out past the 35. Lowers those pads. Breaks into the open on the left. Touchdown, Cornhuskers. He got loose, and it was lights out after that.
And this is blowout city. This offense has been up and down the field. We've seen explosive plays. They score again here right before halftime. I don't know, guys. I mean, can we do running clock in the second half?
And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Guys, we have a final in the Red River rivalry between Oklahoma and Texas in Dallas. Oklahoma showed its toughness on the road and picked up a crucial victory. And every win counts, don't get me wrong, but the victories outside of the comforts of home can really serve as a springboard. Big implications today, and a note.
There he goes. Gets it past the marker. Great pickup as they'll keep this drive moving, and they've got it at the 45. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Brown wants to pass. Got his man on the right. Good pickup on that play. It'll bring up second and 4. Quick timeout call by the offense after the play. And the Badgers with a second and short to keep this drive moving. Wants to throw. They'll have to be efficient against the clock. Got a man in the middle. They are finding soft spots in this defense. He's got it down to the 25. The offense calls a timeout to stop the clock. They'll snap it from the 25 here on first down. Wants to throw on first down. Under fire. Good job to avoid the negative play and just get rid of that thing.
The bad news is it's incomplete, but the good news was the quarterback, I think, made the right decision that time, actually throwing it away. He's been burned a couple times early in this one with some picks in this game, and so that time, instead of trying to force the play and make something happen out of nothing, he just throws it away. The defense wins that down. You live to play another day.
And it's third down, but they're taking no chances. They'll send the field goal unit out before halftime. He'll try to put one down the boulevard from 42 yards out. Right down the boulevard. It's good.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but, man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
And he'll bring it back. They make the stop on the return, and that is priority one. You don't want some big return to give up a cheap touchdown on the final play of the half. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Man, great energy in that building. There always is when these two get together, and a fun first half between these rivals. And if you thought that was a quick first half, you'd be right on the money. Two workhorse running backs who just kept pounding the rock behind offensive lines who look less like college kids and more like bulldozers. Call it ground and pound, call it pin and pummel. Both sides have been dominant, and I'm curious to see if either defense can make an adjustment. That said, let's get back to the field and our guys in the booth to see who comes out on top of this rivalry contest.
Badgers will line up to kick off and start the second half. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. here comes the Nebraska offense back onto the field. If it's working, why change it? And that running game was working in the first half. I imagine we'll see a lot more of it here in the third quarter.
And you just know the offensive line was telling their coordinator, put this on us. Let us continue to go out there, push these guys around. We can put this game on our back and end this thing by running the ball.
And this is a manhood question for this defense. Like, as a defensive lineman, and you're pounding the rock, like, I got to physically rise to this challenge. This defense has to play more inspired and more physical in the second half.
It'll be third and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Looking to the big tight end. On target to the left. Good, solid pickup on that one, and they've got it out to the 40, and it's first down. The Cornhuskers come to the line with a new set of downs. One running back in the backfield, and he has it.
And that would be the definition of first down success. Putting yourself in a good position. It's second and inches. I can do whatever I want next. I can take a shot down the field. I can run the football and get a new set of downs. Like, nice first down execution.
And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. And the Huskers come to the line on third and short, looking to keep this drive moving. Trying to pick it up on the ground. He stopped again. They tried to convert this short yardage with the running game and had zero success. It's fourth down. Needs it to keep this drive alive. Will not get there. A fourth down stop. And Wisconsin has its offense back on the field. Now they'll try to cash in this drive. First and 10 from the 50. Brown will throw it. Finds the tight end. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few. Plenty of work to do here on second and long. Here's the handoff. And he has a solid gain before the defense bottles him up.
And those plays from a defensive perspective, man, they're just super annoying because now I'm in the worst spot ever. Third and manageable. Like, I don't know if you're passing, don't know if you're running. So nice job by this offense keeping this defense off balance and creating a third down opportunity that's in their favor.
Tackle behind the line of scrimmage, and what a big third down stop by this defense. And the Badgers will bring the punt team onto the field. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Not going to take a chance to grab that one as it bounces out of bounds. The Cornhuskers ready to go back to work on offense. These last couple of drives, Jesse, have been about the defense making clutch stand.
I think for this offense, they can stay aggressive knowing that their defense is going to bail them out time and time again here.
Yeah, and especially when you go for those fourth down situations, you do that a lot of times because you know your defense can make stands, make stops. They did on that last possession for you.
He managed a few yards on that return, but the bigger play was the fact that they forced the turnover. Couldn't ask for better starting field position for this offense. First play of the drive, wants to throw. Oh, he's got some space. Got some room into the goal line. He stopped just short of the goal line at the one. An explosive play has him set up. The Badgers trying to pay off the threat on first and goal. Wide receiver comes in motion. They'll try to get it in with the run. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. Can the D deny them on second and goal? Tries again to get it in. And he is stopped, not getting close to the end zone. Line of scrimmage still at the 3.
Man, and that's a frustrating play when you go in reverse near the goal line, goal-to-go situations, Palmer. You got to get those positive yards. You can't.
And the pressure gets him back at the 8-yard line. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. This kicker's leg is getting a workout. He's already made 3 field goals, and here he comes again. And this one is perfect. Reds are forced to settle for 3.
And that's not the way they wanted to end the drive, but nice job being ready and your field goal kicker coming through and putting 3 points on the board.
Bringing it out. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. And here comes the Nebraska offense back onto the field. Going right to work up top. Going to throw it over the top of the D. Reels it in down the left side. And the explosiveness, the big gainer, gets it to the 49-yard line.
Well, I'll tell you, there are a lot of coordinators out there that would want to set up the shot, especially on the first play of the drive. Maybe run the ball, and then a few plays later, go play action, make it look the same before shooting it downfield. They just did it right away on first down, first play of the drive. If you get the matchup, take the shot. That's exactly what happened.
Hits him inside the 20, still going. Touchdown, Huskers! And the stomping has commenced. He has been surgical. Precision passes, using the scalpel, the fine instrument, rather than the blunt one.
And the defense has had absolutely no answer for him. Just, he's been down their throats all game long, a step ahead, understanding what he's seeing, and just destroying this defense.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Okay, here comes the Wisconsin offense onto the field. Always good to get points on a drive, David, but chip shot field goals can leave you a little empty.
And I think it's great to get points, but the great teams get touchdowns in the red area. You got to get out there this time and execute a little better on this drive.
You're absolutely right, David. And generally, the best red zone offenses are the ones that run the ball best. So let's see if they can be a little bit more physical on this drive.
They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Brown wants to pass. And incomplete on the deep ball.
And that's a really good job by this defense being dialed in. You got a big lead. You know exactly what's coming. This offense is going to have to make some explosive plays down the field. They were ready, they were disciplined, and made a good play on the football.
Pressure coming. And the Heat will get home, and the quarterback goes down at the 17.
And, man, this offense just searching for some way to climb back and get back into this game. They're down by 1,000, and it's not looking good. And you can't even protect your quarterback on 3rd down. Like, everything going the other direction.
This guy is a daring punt return man. He's not going to settle for the fair catch. A solid return. Gets a little bit of ground for the offense. The Cornhuskers ready to go back to work on offense. Keeps looking downfield. And it falls incomplete. But it could have been much, much worse as the defender was right there. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on 2nd down. Out of the gun to give to the back. This time they stop him behind the line of scrimmage. And boy, that has been rare in this one. Now facing a 3rd and long. He wants to change this route. Gets the back moving. On 3rd down, he drops to throw. And it's incomplete despite some serious arm strength shown there.
Well, this is a disappointing drive for the offense, considering where this drive started in their opponent territory. Now you're 4th and long. You've got to be better throwing the football in those types of situations.
They're throwing for it on 4th down. He lets one fly deep. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers. Desperately wanted to convert on 4th down, but couldn't do it. Brown will throw it. Complete to the left. And they got the defense on that one, and they get it to the 29-yard line. New set of downs after the completion. Off the play fake on 1st down. Bring in the heat. And they can't make the connection, and it could get worse. A penalty flag on the field, and it's in the holding zone. Let's get the call. Amazing how many times an offensive holding penalty will stall a drive. We'll see if the offense can overcome it. Hit as he throws. This time it's complete. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks. As they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter. Pulls and fires it complete to the right. Touchdown, Wisconsin! And they take it in for 6 more points. Got to start cutting into this lead somewhere. Now the question, will they have enough time?
But that's step one. You got to get that first score. You got to get back in the ball game and get some of that momentum back on your side. You still got more work to do, but step one accomplished.
And he's going to bring it out of the end zone. Knocked down right at the 25, and I guess he breaks even, bringing it out of the end zone. This should be the last play of the quarter. Looking to throw on first down. Quickly out to the tight end. They get him down, and that'll be the final play of the third period. We've reached the break. It's Nebraska holding the lead. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. One more quarter to play, and it might be unlikely, but hey, it's college football. Comebacks happen. They go back to work with a first down in the final period of this one. Looking to throw on first down. He let that thing fly quickly, but he couldn't make the connection.
I don't know about the decision that time by the quarterback. He may have been expecting man coverage, but that time the defense was in zone, and they did a really nice job closing the window. The intended target was not open, and that's why...
Under pressure, and down he goes at the 33. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On third and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. And the deflection by the defense brings up fourth down. The Huskers will call on their punt team. They'll have to boot it away for the first time tonight. And the returner goes down. Here comes the Wisconsin offense to go back to work. They'll run the RPO and fire to the right.
It's a lot to ask at this point. You need 2 touchdowns and 2 two-point conversions at minimum to win this football game, so we got to go. We got to take shots, find the matchups, and let's see what happens.
And the pass is incomplete thanks to a big hit.
Tell you what, that was a lightning-fast decision. You could tell he knew what he wanted to do right away, makes the decision, but maybe his footwork wasn't a little bit good, and the pass wasn't where he wanted to put that thing. I know that.
Just a short pass to the tight end. That'll be enough for a first down as he crosses the 50 and gets it to the 48. And the Badgers come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Out of the gun, the running back has it. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. Behind the chains now on second and long. They'll run play action. He finds a soft spot in the middle. Really nice pickup on that one as they get it to the 36. It'll be first down. The Badgers are on the move. The lone back's got it. Finds some fresh air. He stopped just a chain link or 2 away from the first down and sets them up beautifully here. And the Badgers have a lot of options on second and inches. Quick release by the QB. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a first down. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. They'll move the wide receiver. They'll throw it from the red zone. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball.
That's what I'm talking about. That is how you close. And when a guy's going to make a catch, you make sure he doesn't make it. Physicality, using your pads, running through them. And guess what? Not only this play does he feel it, next time he tries to go over the middle or feels footsteps, this will pay dividends.
The Badgers moving quickly to the line. Brown wants to pass. He wants it all. Knocked away, incomplete, and quarters get tight in the red zone.
And I like the alertness by this defense. First and goal, usually a running type situation. They were ready for the pass, broke on the football, and that could have been a huge play for this defense.
Trying to barge in. And this one will be stopped for no gain. If they can pay off this third and goal with a touchdown, it might be getting a little tough to swallow over there on the other sideline. Fires into the end zone. Touchdown, Badger! Grab the short pass to put the 6 on the board.
I'm going to spread you sideline to sideline with all my speed, make you cover the whole field. Nice job by the offense, going with a little spread look, taking advantage of the speed they had on the field, and getting the big touchdown.
And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
No love lost between teams anytime they square off inside the Big Ten. Here's one that's just gone final. Michigan left little doubt. You know, this version of the maize and blue can hang with any of the teams of the past. And remember, this is a program with multiple national titles. No cupcakes this week, fellas. This Big Ten battle was much anticipated, and at least one side can say it's a game they'll savor for some time.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that one. Sounds as if they had a good one there. They'll run it to keep the clock moving. Drag down, but they'll move the sticks for a first down. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. Offense picking up steam, 1st and 10 from the 31. Quick touch pass to the receiver. Turning it on! Makes the tackle right at the 21-yard line. Pickup of 10 on the play, and this offense is threatening with a first down. They moved the chains on the ground last time. Let's see if they try to hit him up top. And I think they'll give him 2 on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. After picking up a couple, it's 2nd and 8. From the gun, they'll give it on the inside. And he rolls into the house. Touchdown, Nebraska! They extend this lead, and it looks as if they are going to make it 2 wins in a row.
And that's a really nice drive by this offense. They didn't get too conservative. They put the drive together. And now, the biggest thing for me, now the other team has to score 2 touchdowns. And that's the goal you want. You always want to make it as hard as possible. This offense executing in the 4th quarter. Nice job.
Wants to go up top. Knew where he wanted to go with it, but couldn't find his target. It's incomplete. Now they'll try to get another possession with an onside kick.
Wisconsin.
Looks as if the hands team will be able to recover the ball.
Well, here in the 4th quarter, they were obviously expecting onside kick. They got their hands team on the field. They're able to jump on the ball and make sure they get possession.
And Wisconsin has its offense back on the field. That last drive, an absolute aerial assault for the touchdown, Jesse.
And it was a nice job in play calling, too, David. Just giving the quarterback some easy looks and reads so he could go out and execute.
And he knew exactly where to go with the football. Everything looked really, really easy. He was hot. The ball was coming out of his hands. The defense better do something different.
Brown will throw it. Fires to the tight end. Breaks into the open. Shoved out of bounds. They'll mark him down at the 15-yard line, and this offense is doing work. Down to the 16-yard line. It's 1st and 10. They go to the ground. He's dragged down at the 12 as they try to cash in on this red zone opportunity. Clock stops, and we've reached the 2-minute timeout. This offense looking for anything to cut into this big lead. 2nd down coming up on this red zone opportunity. Back to pass. Good quickness to grab it off the bounce. They'll get it down to the 8-yard line on that throw and catch, and the defense is backed up against the wall. They'll throw on 3rd and short. And he just flat dropped it. I think he wanted to run before he secured it. Coach has no choice here. The offense has to stay on the field, down multiple possessions this late. 4th down attempt coming. Let's it fly. And it's caught for the late touchdown. So how about this? Maybe we are set up for a finish.
And this is always an interesting spot for me now because you're going to have to go for 2 regardless. I don't know if it's now or if it's later when you score, but at some point you're going to have to pull the trigger. So that's a you decision, but nice job by this offense getting the touchdown now to give yourself that opportunity to have a choice.
They still need a touchdown and 2-point conversion to tie, and they'll go for the onside kick here in the 4th. And the quarterback takes a knee. There's a long and storied history of great games between these two rivals, and this chapter adds another to that legacy.
Really impressed by the poise by the winning team as well here. They weren't overhyped in this game. They came out, they looked prepared, they were calm, definitely confident. And David, they were able to go out and execute well enough to get this win.
And it's hard in these rivalry games with all the emotions running so deep. Like, you sometimes get overzealous. Sometimes you get too many penalties. It's hard to rein in your emotions, but they did. They kept it in check, and now bragging rights for a whole year.
That will put the wrap on things from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis. You've been watching